Good morning, traders. Mr. Peterson, Tamimi, Sandra. Hope we have another good day like yesterday. At least we had something to pick through. Few more minutes to go, about 3.5. Not seeing much on the board this morning. Morning, Casey, Mr. Rodriguez, Jay. We need some activity. I'm not seeing much this morning. We'll see how it goes. I did my first trade on the cell phone yesterday. That was scary. Got in and had to get out. I was fearing the getting out issue, like 3 or 4 clicks to get out of a trade. Good morning, Who Loves Lunatic? Good morning, Casey. About a minute to go. Good morning, Fire Medic. All right, let's see what happens. We got about 5 seconds. We're watching this list. This is what we do. Here we go. They look frozen. I don't see the numbers rising. It's going to get better, though. The kids are back in school. Vacation's over. Hopefully, we'll pick up some speed. Good morning, David. Lots of red. I'm giving that slow crawlers a test this morning. It keyed me off yesterday on a couple of plays that we got to make some money on. I don't trade 8, though. If you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough about 6:30. We'll let this market get started, see if something pops up. For now, we're watching this column for green. We're watching this number to see if it rises. Once it starts rising, we'll click on it and check it out on the chart. This column's monitoring the entire pre-market, so we'll see what happens. We got a green one, but it isn't rising. We don't search for stocks anymore. We let them come to us. They'll pop up right here in this column. This is our pre-market scan. It's looking for the whole, down the whole list to see what's happening. We watch for rising numbers or falling if you're a short seller. Good morning, Top. Good morning, Kenneth. I hope everybody had a wonderful day yesterday. I was mobile right after the live session. At 11:30, I saw that VCIG stock was active again. Jumped in on my cell phone, made $188, but not without panic. Never traded on my phone before. Good morning, G-Man. Good morning, Super. Good morning, Dragonfire. Everybody crawling in. Yeah, I saw it earlier. It doesn't seem to be breathing too good right now. Nothing does, really. They're just getting that little pop. They're waking up too, I guess. Good morning to everybody who hasn't typed in the chat box. Glad you can make it. I'll do a walkthrough about 6:30. Right now we're watching this column. We want to see rising numbers. And we check them out on the chart. We're scanning the entire pre-market right here in one little watch list. Good morning, Greg, Mr. Stone. Yeah, VCIG was yesterday's moneymaker for a few of us. Eton led us out of the gate. Watching for rising numbers. That's what we do each and every day. We don't go search for stocks. We just watch the column. We get multiple choice sometimes. Hopefully this morning we'll get any choice. It don't have to be multiple. Just give us a good one. Good morning, Chuck. Parabolic. If you haven't set your V spike to 0.0, don't forget to do that. Right click on the name, edit formula, change this number to 0.0. We'll put it back after a while. Hit apply and OK. Very important. That 0.0 makes this as sensitive as it can get. It's going to track any movement. Show me some percents. I want to see 1%, 2%, 3%. Good morning, Alpo. Got to be patient in this slow market. We are finding a few. I think we're finding the only few, really. Boredom pays. Remember that. Boredom pays really well. Just watch the numbers. Good morning, Alfredo. Glad everybody could make it back this morning. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. I'll do a walkthrough in just a little bit. Not much activity this morning. Maybe the Lord will bless us. We'll have to wait and see. Good morning, Higher Ground. If you're new here, we're watching this number. These are the stocks that are moving. If they're moving, you'll see these percentages start rising. As soon as they start rising, we click on them and make our decision if we want to buy or sell. It's pretty easy. That's usually a buyout when you see them like that. Or an offer to buy out. That was yesterday's stock. That one took off right after Piton. Watching these numbers, if people get interested, you'll see these numbers start rising. That's when we go look. Got to be pretty quick. Once they start flying, they keep going. We do have a good advantage. Even though it's a bad market, we don't have to go searching for stocks. They come to us. But nothing moving this morning. Patiently waiting. Good morning, 6-minute fact. Glad you could join us. I'll go ahead and do a walkthrough since nothing's moving. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am an investor. I trade from my home office. I've been trading since 1990. So I have a lot of little tricks up my sleeve. This is how I used to trade. I used to try to figure this up all in my head. Taller candles means it's spiking. Didn't have these arrows. I was watching crossovers and I was giving it my best judgment. I since made it a lot easier. I'm also a coder for ThinkScript, and I coded this volume script. It monitors volume in the positive direction and the negative direction, negative being going down, positive being going up. These percentages are measuring the amount of shares. If the shares are rising on the buyer side, these numbers will grow. If it's falling, these numbers will still grow, but they'll be red. So each morning we use our pre-market scan. We apply this to our main watch list, which is the Market Watch tab. We can always monitor all of our scans just by changing it right there. This is all of my scans. Once something starts moving, we click on it. I've also designed this pullback strategy. It consists of the 8 moving average, the 21 moving average. It has spike arrows. It'll put an arrow underneath the green candles and throw a warning up here or a blessing. It'll either say bullish or bearish. When these two lines cross over and we start getting green candles and arrows, that's when we make a quick decision to enter or not. We also monitored the volume. This label I created, it monitors the entire volume for this stock, but it also monitors if there's more buyers than sellers. In this case, we have more buyers overall. So to put it simple, when the stock starts moving here, we immediately check the volume in the current candle to see if it's rising. We like lots of buyers. If it is, we monitor if we had a crossover. If we have a green arrow, if the stock is spiking, it'll show up right up here as bullish. We make sure there's more buyers than sellers, and we make our decision to buy. So it's kind of like click, you look for this, you check the volume, out the corner of your eye, you're going to see green and green, and you can enter or hold off. It's all your decision. It's that simple. Once it becomes natural, it doesn't sound like that much work. It's just look over here and look over here. We don't search for stocks. They come to us. This scan is scanning the entire pre-market, but it's scanning in my price range. You can set it to your price range. Then we just watch for rising numbers. Just like that one started moving. But it stopped real quick. But you can see it went up bullish 1%, and we already got a notification that this stock may go up. We have the bullish spike. We have the buyers outnumbering the sellers, but we do not have the volume, so this would not be an entry. They will appear and disappear out of this column. When they spike, they'll show up. If they're not spiking, they may disappear. So if you find one that interests you and you click on it, continue to monitor it for a bit. It can always go up. It'll pop in and pop out over here if there's buyers or sellers. Higher ground, you click on your scan tab. I can do that. The market's not moving. Let me pull it over there for you. I want to make sure everybody understands. So you would click on your scan tab here. You have these three bars. You click on them. You go to load scan query and you find your scan by going into personal. This is my pre-market. Right here, you set your minimum and your maximum price. Once you have the pre-market scan set up, there's a video to walk you through this, but it's not real hard. You keep it at a minimum volume of 20,000. You add a study, and once you add that one study, you go here. You click on price performance, and you select. Let's see, did I go to, yeah, you select this after hours percentage, put it down on 1% if it's not, and on 1 minute with extended hours checked, and you save the scan. And it'll always be in your scan list. You can do that to any of your scans. Just go to your scan tab, those three bars, personal, change your price range. The less stocks you have, it is to read this column. I have videos on everything that you see here. Unfortunately, I'm finding out that the links to all of the scripts expire. I did not know that. But they do not expire in our Discord channel. So I'm going to just direct everybody to the Discord channel underneath each video. That way I don't have to keep going to work. Greg, yes, it does. It will run all the way up to the highest price stock if you don't put anything in maximum. You're welcome, Higher Ground. Good morning, Brian. I just created this scan. I released it yesterday morning. What this scan does is it looks for all of the crossovers of the 21 and the 8 moving average, and it verifies that the price is above the 8 and that the stock is rising. So it looks for the crossover, and I also added to that scan if the 8 has already crossed over the 21, is the price rising? So it's kind of attacking these moving averages. So if anything gets a crossover, it's going to pop up down here. If it's already crossed over and the price starts rising, it's going to pop in on the same scan. So it's going to let us know any movement that happens with a crossover. I was watching it on my phone yesterday when I was mobile. As soon as I went to that scan on my phone, I saw VCIG was taking off. It works really good. But we always have to have market participation. We're in a bad market, but we're still finding winners. But we don't have to go search for them. They come to us. I've taken a lot of work out of it. It's more or less watch for risers, look at the chart, make your decision to buy according to volume and spikes and crossovers. You're welcome, Brian. Yes, sir, you sure can. I'll go ahead and post both of them. The first one being the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. It's all free. I'll never charge you. Just get on board. We're one big happy family here. That's the link to the YouTube channel. Discord is a very important part of our community. That's where all of the investors meet, talk about their trades. We have a support department over there. Everybody helps each other. If I can't get to it, somebody will try to help you. That's the Discord link. We'd love to have you join us. This is a subscriber supported channel. You're going to see a few commercials. That's how it pays me. And it's not paying much right now since we're new, but that's fine. It'll get there. We're growing at about a rate of 20 a day. I think we made it up to 1160. Last week we just broke 1,000. But they're coming, they're catching on. They know we got something over here. We know we got something over here. That's a good blessing. You can see this scan's on it. It's barely crossed over and it's already picked it up. It's noticing the prices above the 8. It's so tight I can't even tell visually if that's a crossover. Be careful, Bob. You know about them pennies. They can jump up a nickel and drop a dime before you know it. A lot of people trade them, though. It's just me. I don't trade them. Too risky for me. Got to buy too many shares to make a decent profit. This kind of makes investing fun again, even though it's a boring market at the time. I can kind of walk off sometimes and I can see this column from a distance. If something's moving, I go look at it. Uh-oh. Let me try that again. Is it invalid on the Discord? Here it is again. I got a fresh link. I don't know if it's different or the same. Let me know if it works for you. You see this slow crawler scan? That stock's still on there, and look what it's doing. It crossed over, and the price is rising slowly. It may or may not go anywhere. We're watching volume. It's starting to grow. We do have buyers outnumbering the sellers. We do not have a volume spike. That means a lot of people's not buying it. But we do have early notification. Thank you, Casey. Guess I better change that link. I guess those links expire as well. Nothing spiking this morning. I can give you the best indicator, but I can't move the market. That scan's doing its job. Look over here. There's not enough volume for me to take interest yet. And then I'll kill myself later for not getting in early. Well, AMC was moving this morning. I don't buy AMC or APE. They are too unpredictable for me. I'm not seeing the gap you're talking about, unless you're talking about a gap down. If you're monitoring a stock and you're thinking about getting in, always bring it out, look at the big picture. I usually go to 15 and see where we actually are over the past day or so. There could be a possible bounce here according to the 15, but we don't know for sure. But it's always good to go on another time frame, a higher time frame, and check out what's happening. If you're just looking at a few candles, you don't know where that stock is. You could be at the top already if you were only looking at a few candles. Always look at the big picture. Watching these numbers rise. I'll do a walkthrough in about 30 minutes. I just did one. I know new people are going to come. And AMC was just at the bottom on Monday, like $3 or something like that, or less than that, really. I stay away from AMC and 8 because there was some controversy there about a year ago, maybe two, where AMC had manipulated the investors and manipulated the stock price. And they did that by creating another stock symbol called APE. And a lot of people moved out of AMC over to APE, making the AMC stock drop. And it hurt a lot of investors on AMC. When they get that crooked, I tend to stay away. Watching for numbers to rise. That's what we do every day. Drink our coffee. Watch for numbers rising. It's better than reading the newspaper back in the day. You see, Brush was down here. Now it's made it up to the list over on PreMarket. As it drops, we're watching them closely over here. This ain't your subscription-based service. We got multiple choice. We give you more than one at a time. And we give them to you early. Whenever a stock is cheap and they have to do a split like that to bring the price up, that tells me the company is not that profitable. And they did that split to keep from falling off the exchange. They didn't want to get under $1. That's the limit. I look at it this way. I didn't want to buy it at $3. I sure don't want to buy it at 18. Yes, sir. I'm aware of that lawsuit. Don't mess around with your investors. Don't steal their money. We're looking at red candles or red percentages. It's not looking good this morning. We'll be hanging around. Something will pop in. We'll get blessed. You just have to be patient. If you're new here, all we're doing is we're watching this column for these percentage numbers to rise if you're buying. If you're shorting, you'll see them falling. Well, the numbers will be rising actually, but that means falling if it's red. If this number continues to increase, we go check out the stock. We're here on this side. Good morning, Bob Smith. Didn't see you slip in there. If you're new here this morning, thank you for joining us. I'll do a walkthrough in about 15 minutes. You won't be lost after that. It's very easy. I bet there's some AMC people that weren't aware of that split. And they're waking up this morning thinking they're millionaires. Till they find out they have way less shares than they owned. And the money's dropping. That's how that goes. Good morning, Gregster. Not much choices this morning. It was good, Grexter. All of the family took me out to dinner. It was really fun. I think the best part about it is I've never had 200 or 300 people tell me happy birthday. That was a shocker. Greatly appreciated. You often wonder, the older you get, the kids don't come over as much. You got to call them and say, come see me. That's how that goes. And all of a sudden, there's 200 and something people know you, and they all tell you happy birthday. It brings joy to the heart. Thank you, sir. Yeah, my phone was blowing up. Bunch of construction customers, all of you guys, family. Are you talking about this one down here, Casey? I never did change this one. Let me go ahead and change this one. I got to figure out what I called it. There we go. Relative volume. Casey, this is a new scan I created on the fly. We had a bunch of stocks that were slowly crawling, and they were crawling so slow we were missing them. So I created this scan to pick up those stocks so we didn't miss them. And it seems to be working. Just before market open yesterday, we had 2 of them pop in here. They were both profitable. Both of them gapped up at the open. That brush is still wanting to go. It'll probably prove me wrong. I don't think it's going anywhere, but it could. I can't predict the future, but I can predict the beginning. That's a start. I see we're getting close to the 7 o'clock hour. I'll go ahead and do the walkthrough now because I'll be watching the 7 o'clock hour for a possible buy. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am an investor that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I also write ThinkScript code. And I wrote this code here. It monitors volume that's moving up or down. as far as buyers and sellers. If they're buying a stock, it'll show up instantly in this list. Once it does, you click on that stock. Then we come over here to this chart. This is the pullback strategy I created. Over here, we're monitoring the 8 and the 21 moving averages. We wait for a crossover. Let me see if I can give you an example. Just like that. We wait for this crossover to happen. Once the crossover happens, we monitor the volume, make sure lots of people are coming in to buy it. We wait for these arrows to start popping in. If these arrows are popping in, we monitor the overall volume down here. Right now, it's saying there's more sellers than buyers in the overall market. If there was more buyers and sellers, this would be green. If we get a candle spike, it's going to appear up here. It's going to say bullish or bearish. This indicator up here only monitors the current candle if none of these were here. So we watch for stocks to rise on this side. We click on them. We immediately check the volume. If there's lots of people buying, we verify that we have a crossover and the arrows are coming in. And you'll see green if there's more buyers, and you'll see the bullish if there's a lot more buyers coming in. It shows you the strength of the stock when all of those are lit up. That's what we look for. So every day, all we do is monitor this column. When we see these numbers rising, we click on them and go check it out. If it's looking like this, we make a decision to buy or not. It's that easy. Greg, one of the subscribers gave me that script. I believe it's over in Discord, probably under TOS scripts. I'm pretty sure I changed that link. The white one works. To me, really, colors don't matter on RVOL. You just need to know that there's more volume than yesterday or previously. What this measures, like this stock is 1.1 times more volume than average. That tells you there's some activity here. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I'll post the links. Everything is free. I'll never charge you. I'm paying it forward. It'll turn into a blessing. That's the link to the YouTube channel. That's the link to the Discord. That's where you can find all of the scripts in an easy to find spot and get support. There's over 330 or 40 subscribers in Discord. Everybody's helping everybody. Sometimes they'll even key you off to a good stock. Join our community. It's fun. Would be a lot more funner, though, if we could get one to move here this morning. It's a dead market. I can't do anything about that. Thank you, Citizen Kane. Glad you can make it this morning. There is activity in BRSH. It hasn't fallen off. They're kind of moving in slowly. Let's see where it goes. They made liars out of me before. By the end of the day, it could be a $5 stock. You really never know. That's like MULN yesterday. I'm on the road and I hear somebody talking about it. And they're saying that something about, let's see, what was it? Stock manipulation charges. And I'm thinking, well, what's going on here? Because the stock went up like 30 or 40%. It's kind of like they put out bad news, but everybody bought into it. I don't know about that one. I'm still monitoring this slow crawlers list since I just built it yesterday. It seems to be working fine, but if I see changes that needed to be made, I'll make them. But I'll let everybody know it's updated if I do. Right now, I see no reason to update it. Once they pop in like this, then the next thing I do is I wait on a volume spike. If there is none, I don't go check them. But sometimes I do. I want to see them buyers coming in. Make sure you always check the red ones. It could also be just a slight pullback. It could be that target. You never know. There's one jumping, but it didn't jump far. They go just as fast as they come. Well, we made it past 7 o'clock. I was watching for activity. We didn't get any. Rush is still trying. There's not a lot of volume. We have about 67% buyers overall. Now it reversed. Now it's back to 100%. They said, oh no, you're not dragging it down. We're trying to push it up. If you're not aware, the stock market is a battle between the buyers and the sellers. What we try to do is determine who's winning, the buyers or the sellers. That's what this column does right here. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. There's those arrows. There's that bullish signal. You can see the stock flying. There's the buyers. I knew it. I told you it was going to do it. Now, will it hold? I don't know. We'll see. That was only 10 cents. But they did come in. That slow crawler scan's working. This could be a pullback before the next run up. Let me get a little tighter picture here. There we go. That may be a little too much. That looks good. So we had a real early notification that this stock was going to do something. I bet them subscription scanners never saw it. They're probably announcing it now, though. Hey, it's rising, it's rising. But we knew way down here. If you haven't figured it out yet, I just put the biggest thing you've ever seen in the stock market right in front of you. I highly encourage you to go watch all of the videos until you're sick of watching them. You need to pound this stuff into your brain. Come over here to the live streams. Watch it work. It's the best chance you're going to have to get into these stocks right at the start. And it's free. Thank you, Gregster. I'll check it out once the live stream is over. If anybody has a contribution and you see something in it, I want to know if you can help out all the other traders. Let me know. I don't hold nothing back. There's people that know things I don't know. In fact, there's children that know things I don't know. I learn from everybody. Gregster, is it something I need to look at right now, or after a while it'll be fine? There's my favorite pullback. I wasn't watching it. I should have been watching. Buddy, I don't monitor anything but this column. If it's good news, it's going to reflect right here. It's going to show a volume spike. The only indicators I care about are these arrows and these crossovers of these two moving averages. Look at that stock fly. The one we thought wasn't going to do anything. Gregster, that tick chart works all the time. It's working right now. Look at that riser. Look how pretty that pullback was, and it keyed us off right at the bottom of it before the next run up. I should have bought in. I need to not go by my own thoughts. That's a 25-cent rise. And it could end up bigger than that. This is why I wrote these scripts. My mind didn't work like these scripts can work. They're on top of it. I wasn't. Very nice. I'm loving this scan already. Brush started here. Later I saw it up here, and it disappeared. It was still running flat over here in this area. I think we started watching it right here. And it took off like I was unexpecting. James, they are the 8 moving average and the 21, and they are exponential. They're actually coded into this script. when you load this setup, you're going to get this volume spike, these lines and these arrows, and you're going to get this bid ask and spread. I have this bid ask and spread set to 9 cents. If it exceeds 9 cents, I'm not interested in buying. It'll turn red. If it exceeds my limit, you can set your limit in it as well. We just have to be patient. We have to let the scripts do the work. Let your computer do all the work for you. Just set it up, wait for these volume spikes, load this slow crawler scan, and just monitor. That's all you do is you monitor numbers. It don't get any easier. You're welcome. This could be another pullback before the next run up. There's that first candle. There's that first arrow. We should have got it down here, though. Trust the system. There we go. That's almost a 35-cent gain. That's probably 20% since it started. We're still learning. Even I'm still learning. This was my brain and an indicator. This is how I used to trade, but I did it all manually. And it was a headache. Now it's automatic. I'm still watching numbers over here. I never lose focus of this column, even though we've got one on the run. I missed it. I called it early, though. I said it's going to make a liar out of us, and it did. But I missed it. It's okay. There'll be more. Always watch this column while you're looking over here. Keep going back and forth. You don't want to miss the next one. Watch this scan down here. We've looked at this one before. I already have the lines on it. Those are support and resistance lines. I'm watching for spikes, upper and lower. Good job, Gregster. I need to retest this and do that 10 share purchase over 10 times. When I first created this, I did that. I bought 10 shares. Every time I saw green arrows, I bought 10 shares of 10 different stocks, and 8 out of 10 were winners. Some of them weren't great winners, but they were winners. I did it as a test to see how accurate it was. I've made improvements since then. I need to run that test again. I'm trying to get it to where I can just say buy the green arrows. I'm trying to make it that simple. I don't know if I can do it, but we'll find out. It's pretty close already. If you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I am an investor that trades from his home office. I'm also a ThinkScript coder. I've been trading since 1990. One day I decided to put my brain in an indicator, and this is what I came up with. This script over here is a volume monitor. It monitors buyers and sellers and lets us know immediately if there's more buyers than sellers. And it does that by the colors of green and red and these numbers rising. We watch this column all day long. We look for the risers and the fallers. You can short on this or you can buy. It goes either direction. Over here, I coded a pullback indicator. It consists of the 8 moving average and the 21. What we look for is once we get a spike on this side, we look for that crossover and those green arrows. When those green arrows kick in, you're going to see a bullish indicator pop up right here if the buyers are coming in strong. Down here, I did some modifications to this volume script. This is the current candle. This is the previous candle. In pre-market, the total volume doesn't work, but I coded it to look over the whole entire volume for that stock and to determine if there's more buyers than sellers. Right now, there's more sellers, and you can see right here it's coming down. So to put it simple, we watch for spikes. We click on them. We go over to the chart. We verify that there's volume coming in. We wait for this crossover, or if it's already crossed over, we play the arrows. We let the computer do the work. I don't have to rack my brain anymore. Life got easier. I don't have to pay for a subscription service to tell me, hey, this stock's up, but sorry, it's too late. We find them at the bottom. I created this scan as early as yesterday. It's doing its job. This current stock popped up here first. It let us know it's fixing to move. Since it's a new scan, I didn't trust it. We all had doubts. It proved us wrong. But we know now. We're learning. Now the machine is teaching me. Welcome everybody that's new. Glad you could make it. I think the best part about this whole thing that I'm doing and that you're participating in is that we get to see a miracle being born. I worked for a long time on this script. I worked for a long time on this one, and it paid off. Any of you were in here from the beginning, you saw it being born. It's proven itself to be the weight in gold. That's what they say. I hope every ThinkorSwim user comes over here and sees this. It's a miracle. It's one of the Lord's blessings. Good job, Greg. That's how we like them, in and out. We're not sitting there all day long hoping it goes up. We want them to go up immediately. If you haven't subscribed yet, let me get the links. We want you to join us. It's all free. I'll never charge you. Come grow with us. We love everybody. That's the link to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. It's free. Watch all of the videos. Watch the commercials. That's how I'm getting rewarded. If you feel like making a donation, you can do it in the chat box, but I don't require it. I'm not begging for your money. If you feel it's worth it, that need will come. Join our Discord community. There are lots of investors over there, probably about 330. I have a special place over there for all of the setups. It's called Current Setup. Subscribe to the Discord. Go meet everybody. Go explore all the channels. We seem to be catering to all types of trading now. I've got options traders using this setup. They're making money. I don't know about the futures traders yet. They haven't said nothing, but there's a new channel called Futures. We have an IPO channel. We've got somebody monitoring the IPOs. We're going to get big and powerful. We need you in there. If you want to make a few dollars, this is where it's at. All for free. Thank you, XT. That's good to know. Who loves you, lunatic? The only thing I'm hearing it doesn't work on is like the SPX or something like that. But that's okay. I'm good with that if it works on everything else. I know the large cap traders were having issues with it. But on large caps, I had to figure out how to train it to determine that 50 shares was a big purchase when you're looking at stocks like Tesla. I got one out there for them. I don't know if it's working. I haven't heard any comments. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. If I find out it's not, I'll keep working on it. I never give up. You don't win by giving up. So one good one so far this morning. We did get blessed. I said give us one good one. I hope I didn't jinx us. The good Lord knows I missed it. Maybe he'll give us another one. Got to quit going with my own thoughts and just buy the candles and just buy the arrows. It's telling me here it is. All you got to do is click the button. My mama said I had a thick skull. It's proving itself. I think everything I've ever did in my life, if I started it, I finished it. That's me. I never give up. Watching numbers, that's all we do. That's how simple it got. I'm going to say that these are the people that missed this run, and they're thinking it's going to go again. I say it's not going to get any higher than that. If it breaks through, I may take another look. Yes, sir. It ran twice yesterday. I caught the second run on my cell phone. I posted it in the wins. I actually did two trades, Piton and VSIG. I ended up with $188 on my first mobile trade ever. I was scared. I think it's 3 or 4 clicks to get out. And when you're scalping, 3 or 4 clicks is a disaster. I want to get out immediately when I get out, not work on a cell phone. Like we're seeing these one share or one purchase, and then they don't follow through. I'm waiting for another one down here. That was pretty good. I learned that real fast, Greg. I had to try it. You put something before me, I'm going to try it. I'm not seeing any arrows. That just tells me there's the hopefuls are in here. We're hoping we can get our piece. No volume spike. It's not saying bearish. There's some winners here, maybe. I'm watching the spike level. That's brush popping back in there. It's saying pay attention to me. There's a spike arrow. There's the bullish. Let's see if we can break the barrier. There's some sellers. I'm not seeing a lot of volume. It's a teaser, that's for sure. What makes me think about this stock is this moving average 8 has never crossed back below the 21, and now it's separating again. Separation, when you get a wide gap between the two lines, is pretty strong. I'm looking to see if we're going to get some width between here. These are some of the things you need to know. Separation of these lines is a good thing. You can see the stronger this stock got, the wider that space got. And it started rounding over on the 8 moving average. That's when you bail. Or you can bail at the high if you're that lucky. These are the things you need to observe when you're learning this. Notice what's happening on the chart. Notice what's happening on the scan when they pop up. Notice if the spike is growing. Teach yourself these things and they start coming natural to you. You will see this stock that I saw but wasn't too sure. I guess it's called lack of trust. But I called it. I said it was going to make a liar out of me, and it did. It's all about buyers and sellers, crossovers and arrows. Is the volume buyers greater? Do we have a spike? All of the bells were going off right here. Good morning, Wayne. Brian, I have 4 monitors. I have all kind of stuff I'm watching. I'm watching the 5-minute, the 1 minute, the tick chart. Sometimes I flip over to the 15. I look at the big picture. I zoom out, go out to a 15-minute chart, see what the overall picture is. You need to know what position you're in. This stock could have bailed, and that could have been just a little bump at the bottom. You don't know that unless you zoom out to a larger time frame. Look at the past. Once you're satisfied where you are, go back to your chart. If you trade 1 minute or 5 minute, you may even be a 15-minute trader. I don't know that. But observe what's going on. It's very important. It's a green candle I'm buying. It doesn't work that way. There are a few factors that need to come into play before anything takes off. Lucky for us, it's all done automatically. We just need to click the green arrows. It told us right here, hey, it's not going down, it's moving. There's activity here, and the next thing we knew, it took off. Yes, it does, Greg. That's why I threw that line up there. If you're not aware, this system right here was tested by TD Ameritrade. I got that much attention over it. You can find that video. It's on the YouTube channel. You can watch the testing. At the end of the first video, Ken Rose looked at the camera and he said, sometimes some things look too good to be true. And they did further testing. The funny part about it is this is a scalper setup. And TD Ameritrade put it on long-term investing over 5 years. And the results were fantastic. They did another test a week later, changing the numbers. They thought maybe I had coded something tricky, and I didn't. They changed the numbers, and they still gained a lot. I contacted Ken Rose and said, hey, did you know that this was a scalper's setup, and you used it for long term? And I said, but that's okay. You opened my eyes to a new world. Maybe this thing could be programmed for long term as well. It was a nice ride. Let me see what that name is. I can pull that up. It's called Featured on TD Ameritrade on YouTube. And in the comments, I have the 2 links to the videos. Featured on TD Ameritrade. You'll hear Ken calling my up $2 name. Greg, I don't know anything that I've coded that uses a strat. You may be referring to something somebody shared. Either that or I don't know what you're referencing. Yeah, that name came from, I used to teach the stock market back in the 1990s when technical indicators first started. I've been using TD Ameritrade since their start. I think I got in a few years later where it was very basic. And we were getting a lot of stocks that would go up $2. And they all started calling me up $2, and it kind of stuck. I even had the Gmail address, up $2 at Gmail. Everybody thought I was a deer hunter that didn't know I was an investor. They thought I was up $2. That wasn't true. I was up $2. Wake me up. That's good. There's that slow crawlers list. I wasn't paying attention again. I was reading the chat. You don't do that. You monitor your system and make that money. I have a lot of things to do on my side. Sometimes it distracts me. Looks like another good one coming alive. 249 to 267 to 273. I need to pay closer attention. I could have jumped right in there with you, but I didn't. It's a beautiful thing. I'm so happy I got to give it away to everybody. I like helping investors. I always have. If you're struggling, maybe this is your answer. I don't know your troubles, but I know the blessings. We just watch percentages. We wait for this slow crawlers to kick in. We watch for arrows and crossovers. All of this will be programmed into your computer when you load the scripts. About 30 minutes, you'll be set up for tomorrow. I'm just as excited as everybody else. Believe me. It's been a long time coming. So at the 8 o'clock hour, and thanks for the reminder, Mr. Smith. If you're in profit, most investors take their profit before market open. That usually starts around 8 a.m. That would be Central Time for me. This column usually turns red or starts turning red slowly. They'll all have their profits before market open. They, in fear of losing them, they don't want the market to gap down on them. So if they're into profits on these last two stocks or whatever they found, they're going to clear that investment before the bell rings. I try not to buy anything after 8 o'clock unless it's bound and determined to go. And you'll know it'll be a bunch of green candles. I do random walkthroughs on the introduction. If you haven't heard one yet, hang in there. It'll be about 8:15. I'll do another one before market open. At 8:30, we're going to change a few things on the screen. We're going to get set up for market open. It's a little bit different. I think this slow crawler scan is going to be like the icing on the cake. It's all going to play in together. Lots of confirmation before we get in. Will it be correct 100% of the time? Absolutely not. But it's definitely going to increase your odds. Since we have quite a few on board, if you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I am an investor that trades from his home office. I also write ThinkScript. I coded this volume spike indicator that monitors the entire market, or it monitors your price range. That's how I would like you to use it. Don't try to monitor the entire market. We watch for volume increases and spikes in this column. We watch the numbers grow. If any stock is growing, it's going to pop up here. We only display the top 50 in our scan, but we're still watching the entire market. We're only showing the top 50. Once we see a spike over here, we go over to this pullback strategy that I coded. This is the 8 moving average. This is the 21. We wait till these moving averages cross over and the green arrows start coming in. We monitor the volume. This is the overall volume. It's letting us know there's more buyers than sellers. Up here, you'll have a volume spike indicator for the current candle only. If this candle starts spiking, it'll show bullish up here. Bearish if it's going down. So we watch our rising numbers. We immediately look at the volume to make sure the volume is kicking in. We look for this buyers over here. If we have a crossover, if we have arrows and we have a bullish signal up here, that's when you would make your decision to buy. It'll all come natural once you're set up and you do this a few times. I'm looking here. If it's spiking, I look at the volume. If it's rising, if I got green arrows and another bullish up here, I'm probably going to enter if I'm paying attention. Sometimes I miss them because of the live stream, but it's okay. Right now, my journey is to get this out there and make you profitable. I haven't seen anything out there that works this good for free. It's a winner. It's a blessing. That's how I look at it. Yeah, it's been teasing that line. We all said it was at its top. It could prove us wrong. It already did once. It popped up back here. I wasn't watching until you brought it to my attention. Good eye, Jay. Good eye, Greg. You learned. I'm very proud of you. You know not to do what I do. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. Yes, G-Man, it's over in Discord. It's under TOS scans at the bottom. It's powerful. It's playing right into our system. It's letting us know ahead of time. Early notice, that's what we need. Since we're at that 8 o'clock hour, I probably wouldn't trust this at all. About 8:15, I'll take a 5-minute break. I need to go fill my coffee cup up. I do that just before market open in case I'm into a trade, don't want to walk away. I'm liking how strong this stock is, though. It's like there's no resistance. It made a run up, it held the level, and it's running up again. They may all jump on it at market open. Never trust your own thoughts, huh, Jay? We both had doubts down here. Can't trust my own brain anymore. I've got to rely on electronic stuff, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing very many sellers over here. I'm watching the column. I'm on board with you. I think it's going to rip at market open. James, if you join the YouTube channel, look for the video called Mastering PreMarket. It'll get you all set up. If you don't know how to do it on your screen, you have to have TIF selected where your buy and sell buttons are. You also have to have auto send loaded. You have to be set up for scalping. You can't just start scalping. There's a little gear icon right by your buttons, your buy and your sell buttons. Click that gear icon. If you look at the other videos, you'll see my buttons. You'll see what's on my screen. Just click that gear icon and load the same thing I have loaded. Jay, are you using the Squeeze Pro or are you using the one that I coded? Good morning, Wyatt. And look at that stock go. I said it was going to rip, and there it goes. And think about it. We were told down here it had activity. We were notified at the bottom. I'm kind of scared to buy it now, though. I think about 8.15 or 8.20, they may start taking profit. I'll regret it later for not getting in right now. This could end up being a $7 stock. Who knows? We're on top of it. A lot of you should be in the money. If you got here early enough and watched this thing grow. This is our second runner of the day. You can see that bullish come in. You can see them arrows loading up. You can see the overall volume is advanced. It's more buyers than sellers. I'm not going to take a late entry here. I know what happens after 8 o'clock. They're going to take their profits before market open. I'm just hoping they don't prove me wrong. Jay, we said that on the last top. Which top is the top? It's all about buyers and sellers. Who's winning? And we know who's winning on this one. Yeah, we thought this was the top, and we thought this was the top, and we thought this was the top. Now we're thinking this was the top. That's why I like trusting these two moving averages. You can't beat the 8 and the 21. As long as this 8 stays above that 21 and doesn't break down below it, you'll notice a lot of stocks may lay flat, but then they continue to rise as long as these two don't cross in reverse. I'm expecting some profit takers to come in. Don't lose focus. Here's PLTR. I should have been watching. I also watch this price. It's only moving pennies at a time. No big. I'm not interested in it. I want to see nickels and dimes and 50-cent pieces over here. We'll let that one slide for now. Keep our eyes on this one. About 8:15, I'll do another walkthrough. I'm noticing we got a crowd this morning. Give me a few minutes. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, here's the YouTube link. Please subscribe. Watch the videos over and over and over till you're tired of watching them. Pound it in your brain. Like the videos, share the videos, hit the bell icon. You'll know each time I put a video out. Join our Discord. There's 300 and something people over there. We're all one big happy family helping each other out. Come and join us. We want you. Everything is free. I'll get the link to Discord. You can also find it on the YouTube channel. There's our Discord channel. Buddy, I use buy the ask and sell the bid. I also moved over the auto send, and if you don't have TIF there, move TIF over. Adjust them on the column where you need them. Just be careful if you haven't used auto send before. When you click that buy button, you're instantly in. When you click to sell, you are instantly out. There is no confirmation of your trade. You're either in or out. I think I need to do some basic videos. That's what I'm understanding here. People don't know how to do scans, and I think they do. We have a lot of new investors or people that want to start trading that know nothing about it. I'll start putting out some basic videos. That way you don't get lost. For you advanced investors, you ought to just move right on through this with a breeze. So we've gone from 254, let's just say we got in late and we call it 260, all the way up to 331. We didn't get but one red arrow right here at the start. It pulled back and shot off, but you don't see any warning to get out through this whole run. If it would have went negative, we'd have got a red arrow. It never did. It just consolidated a little while, took off again. We saw that separation come right back in as it was going back up. Very important factor is you want to see these two moving averages start turning north. Every time they turn north and you have green arrows and spikes, it's going to run. All of this setup here, the bid and the ask, the bullish, the lines, it all comes with one shared item. It'll load all of it. This is another shared item. You can load it as well. This is also a shared item. I figured out how to do that. If you're going to get set up, join the Discord, go over to current setup. That's going to be the quickest way. You get stuck, leave me a message in support. If I can't get to you, somebody will. That is correct, Wayne. I'll move my screen over shortly so you can see what I've got. There's my buttons. I also have flatten now. When you're in a trade, let's say you made multiple purchases. Say you bought 100 and then you bought 200 and then you bought 500. If you don't change this number, if you're not adding them up in your head and you change this number to get out, you're going to hit sell and it's only going to sell whatever the last purchase was. But if you hit flatten now, it'll sell everything you're holding. So it's good to have this flatten now on the board as well. Because I do multiple purchases sometimes and I lose track of how many I bought, but I can only see the amount of shares I bought on my last transaction. But if I want out, I can hit that flatten now and everything is gone. That means sell everything. Way you move this stuff over is you click this gear icon. You'll find them in this list. There's the auto send. Just move them over. They'll be there. My last walkthrough, for those of you who are new, I'm Ricky Gaspard. I'm an investor that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder. I coded this buy and sell indicator. It measures volume. If the volume's going up, you'll see a spike. That notifies you that they're buying this stock. If it's going down, that tells you they're selling it. Once you get a good indication that, hey, this number's rising, you click on it. You come over to the chart. You verify that these moving averages across over. The 8 is above the 21. You see these green arrows come in. You'll see that the buyers outnumber the sellers. As it's growing, you'll see a volume spike that says bullish or bearish pop in here at the top. When all of these things line up, this is what happens. This is a new scan. It's monitoring everything as well. It looks for the slow crawlers as well as the fast crawlers. This morning, both of our picks were keyed off in this scan first, and then they popped up here. It don't get any easier than that. We don't have to search for stocks. We don't have to watch news. If it's good news, the stock's going to take off. You'll see it right here. I don't use a lot of indicators on my screen. I keep it simple. I use the KISS method. I don't need all the pretty bells and whistles. I just need to know if the buyers are outnumbering the sellers or the reverse of that. Once I get my answer, it shows up on the screen. Then I make my decision to buy or not to buy. It's that simple. You do this long enough, and when I say long enough, I'm going to say a couple weeks, not years. You'll see this working. You'll click on it. You'll immediately focus on volume. If there's volume coming in, you'll see this crossover in these arrows. You'll see the bullish. You'll see the buyers. It just starts flowing naturally. So every day we just sit here and monitor this column and wait for the perfect setup. The computer does all the work. Except click the button. That's your job. I love it, Robert. It's on top of it. It's part of the plan. It proved itself to me yesterday. It's proving itself to me this morning. I like when the software itself can prove itself. I don't have to brag on it. I just have to show the results. It's 8:19. In about 5 minutes, we'll change over to the market open setup. It's not hard. We're just going to change a few scans, and we're going to change the percentage in the volume spike. That's about it. When the market opens, it's going to get very volatile in this column. Be very careful at market open. Don't get stung. Don't chase green candles unless you've done it before. That's a high risk play. Wait for pullbacks. Wait for these pullbacks and green arrows. That would be a safer play. I like to wait till the market calms down. Once it does, if there's some leftovers that are still strong, those are going to be the good ones. We haven't had very many lately. Mostly been pre-market plays. But I don't care. If I can make my money before the market opens and I don't have to fight that battle, I'm good. I'd rather have the rest of the day off than to sit here hoping something moves. Give me my money in the morning. When the market opens, also watch this scan down here. This is a winner. This scan will work all day long. I'm going to take my break here. I'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, I'm back. Fresh cup of coffee. Let's go ahead and change over to the market open scan. What we're going to do here, I'm going to put up the all stock scan. You'll find that over in Discord. We're going to change this over to sort by percent change, highest to lowest. We're going to change our volume spike to 1%. You right click on volume spike, go to edit formula. On this top number, we're going to change it to 100. We're going to click apply and OK. We're going to monitor the top stocks, the top gainers right here. We're going to monitor these spike columns and see which ones are rising or falling. We're going to pay close attention to the slow crawlers. And that's all you do for market open. Be cautious. This is going to get very volatile. You're going to see some 30%ers, 40%ers, maybe higher. Pick your poison, but be careful. I'm going to wait till the market calms down. I'm going to watch this stock that's been rising all morning. I'm going to leave it up. I'll be watching this scan. I'll be watching for spikes. Best information I can give you is to let the market calm down. Don't take a shot in the dark. Don't try to create a play. Wait till later. They'll set up. They'll start right here probably, maybe up here. So to put it shortly, don't lose your money. Don't gamble. If you're clicking because it's green, you're gambling. Thank you for that clarification, Tamimi. We got about 2 minutes to go. Good luck to everybody. I may go silent. I'm going to try to make some money. Just watch for spikes and watch the slow crawlers. Let's see where this goes. And of course, watch the one that's been moving all morning. If I see something important, I will tap back in. I will explain what I see. It could just take off at open. It could pull back. I don't know that part. That's up to these indicators. I can almost tell you it's probably going to go because they're pumping it up before a market opens. But I could be wrong. Don't take that to heart. About 20 seconds to go. Good luck, everybody. Just remember, patience pays. Thank you, Neil. Well, I was right on the taking off, but you got to have fast fingers. It could probably pop down just as fast as it popped up, so be careful. That's a good gain. That's about 40 cents. But I'm not that fast. I'm going to wait on a pullback. So this is the high. Well, it was the high. It's still wanting to go. Very nice. Probably going to halt. Be careful of halts. If you're in profit, you may not be after the halt. If you get in there and it halts, I'm seeing bullish and bullish. Be careful. This may be where we get the pullback. I'm going to go ahead and mark this high. And I'm going to mark the low of this candle when it stops. I'd like to see it pull back about this far. It's a battle between the buyers and sellers right now. I'm going to mark it. It's probably going to run back up to here. It'll retest that high. Maybe not. I'm not always 100% accurate. Let's let the machine do it. I'm waiting on bullish. I'm waiting on the buyers to outnumber the sellers. We are holding that low. They're trying to sell it off, but it's holding. We need to see some buyers come in, and we need to see bullish. If it happens, it'll happen quick. It's still bouncing up to that resistance line, that support line. There we go. Buyers are coming in. It's going to go retest, I think. There's that green arrow. And they lost. These are the ones you want to be watching. We're still volatile. As you're watching this, there's probably a couple in here I'm missing. All of these green ones are rising. That's the volatility of open. You saw they just disappeared. That's why I say let it settle down before you just jump in. Robert, I'll explain it to you in a little bit. I think Bush may be going to fly. They're still trying. We have good confirmation. There's bullish, there's buyers, there's the green arrow. There it goes. It's still struggling though. It's too volatile for me. That's why I like to let markets settle down. I don't like trying to trade this. I learned a good lesson. The dollar's taught me something. I'm just going to wait. Yeah, but we never know. Those sellers could go away. They could give up. We can't drive it down. The buyers are too strong, and then there it goes again. It's all about buyers and sellers and who can outpower the other one. I'm seeing we're calming down now in the market. We may get another run. I don't know yet. Once it calms down, we're going to sort by spike. Then I'm going to concentrate down here. Once we mellow out, the stock is holding that price level. Keep that in mind. There's an arrow. Starting to fill up again. This may be the final blow. That slow crawlers is really working this morning. Now that we've calmed down, reach up there and click your spike and bring them all up to the top. Much easier to monitor this way. Still a little volatile. It'll calm down. That's what I'm waiting on. I don't like volatility. I can make that stock go up, though. All I got to do is click off of it. Somebody will shout, hey, it's going up. That's how that works. It's holding that price level. Keep that in mind. It may not be done. The sellers could give up. The profit takers probably get the profit already. And we'll see it go up. Pretty volatile market this morning. That's like the 6th or 7th rush. We have nice separation between the moving averages. That's what's telling me it's strong. They are pointing north. Still a pretty good battle between the sellers and the buyers. I'm watching the ladder beneath the buttons on ThinkorSwim. Volatility slowing down in this stock. I never got in. I don't buy volatility. I buy volume spikes and movers. That's what I buy. I don't risk my hard-earned money. That's why I'm monitoring. Dying down in volume up here. It's not getting anywhere, but it isn't dropping. That's what's keeping my focus on it. Looks like the party's over. The play would have been at market open, but I don't gamble. Some of you may have. I did say it was strong and was probably going to gap up at open, and it did. But I'm never right. Only sometimes. Never trust what I say. Do your homework. That was another wave coming through. There's still volatility there. I clicked off of it, Robert. It'll go to the moon now. That's how that works. Pretty stocks coming out of here. I'm not seeing this as a pullback because the 8 moving average is rolling over. This is a sign of weakness. It could come on down to the 21. It's calming down now. I'm going to concentrate down here. I'm watching volume on this one. I don't see any volume right there. That's what you got to notice. It looks pretty, but pretty don't pay. And it's only pennies. Always watch this column. 382, 383, 384. Do you want to waste your money there? I don't. That's a wasted trade. That's a nice looking trade, slowly going up, slight pullback, continuing to go. You'll be able to catch these at the bottom. They're kind of late now because of the volatility of open. We kind of missed the start of them. But during the day, this'll keep working. You'll click on one, it'll be down here at the bottom. I don't like those kind. That's only moving pennies. Always pay attention over here. They look impressive, but they don't pay. If you're new, thank you for joining us. I'll do a walkthrough in a few minutes. My live stream ends at 9:30. Then I sit here and concentrate on making money, or I give up. This scan may change my schedule, though. I made money at 10:30 yesterday off of this scan. They seem to be good. I'm still looking for one at the bottom. They're still up there. Let's go see what Brush did. ERSH. It pulled back. This is what this scan does, is it looks for these crossovers. And it looks for the price to be moving up. Each time one crosses over, it's going to find it. If it's already crossed over, it's going to still look for those and monitor if the price is rising. It's loading up now. I want to see a bottom. I think the way to play this is just to click on each one of them and find the one that looks like a trade for you that you're not late on. That's what I did yesterday on the mobile phone, just clicked on each one. That one's moving pennies. That one's still moving. Ryan, you're on an older setup. Go over to Discord. Click on current setup. You'll see this screen. It'll walk you through getting set up on the newest versions. They'll keep popping in on this scan. You just got to keep clicking them until you find the right one. You want to catch them near the bottom. You want to try to catch this run right when it crosses over. You'll get one. You just got to give it time, have patience. Click on them, check them all as they pop up. Sometimes it's easier just to click on the first one and use the up and down arrows on your keyboard so you can quickly go through them. Or you may be trying to chase them with your mouse, and that gets difficult. You're not going to get them all. You never will. But all it takes is one good one. If it's a perfect setup, buy enough to make your limit for today. That's how I play it. If it's perfect, I'm in hard. So right now, this scan is finding the stocks. They've already crossed over, but they're continuing to rise. That's what it's doing. If there's one that just crosses over, it'll pop up down here as well. But what we're seeing this morning is the rise of a lot of stocks. So it's finding the ones that have already taken off. It's letting us know there was a lot of movers out there. And they're strong. Even though they're long and tall, they're strong. Me, I want to click on one where it just crossed over and it's just beginning the run. That's where I want to be. I don't want to chase the green ones. I'll play a pullback if it happens. I like seeing those predictions in the chat. That means you've been watching. You're learning how powerful this is, or you wouldn't have known it was going since open. This one's running nickels. We just recently had a crossover. We got our first green arrow. We got buyers, and we are bullish in the current candle. We're getting separation between the lines. Still have buyers. We do not have the bullish spike. This doesn't mean get out. It could just be a few sellers before the next run up. I'm not in. I'm just explaining what I see. These things you learn over time. That's why I want you to watch the videos over and over and over. I'm watching both columns. You should be as well. There may be one pop up here that's not down here, and vice versa. We're at that 9 o'clock dead hour. That's what's been going on for months. Mr. Rodriguez, it's over in Toss Scans on Discord, right at the bottom. These kind of stocks don't pop up on a paid subscription. They're not monitoring things that are starting to take off. They mostly let you know when something spikes. I've had paid subscriptions. I always felt like I got late notification. I want to see when they first start building power. I want to know. If you're not a subscriber to the YouTube channel, please join us. Doesn't cost you anything. I'm giving all of this stuff away. I want to bless you. I want to help you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Watch all the videos over and over again till you're sick of watching them. That'll put information in your brain. Come watch these live streams. You'll see it in action in these live streams. We had some great activity this morning. We had great activity yesterday morning. Some mornings we aren't so lucky, but we find them when they happen. Once you join the YouTube channel, join our Discord. Everything is free, no trickery. There's about 330 subscribers on Discord. Everybody helps everybody. I have the setups over there, a lot of scans, a lot of members sharing their tools, stocks being posted. One big happy family. Come and join us. If you're new here, I'm Ricky Gaspard. I am an investor that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I also write code for ThinkScript or ThinkorSwim. I coded this volume spike indicator. It monitors the buyers and the sellers and lets you know when a stock is taking off or falling. Once we get an indication over here, I coded this pullback strategy. We wait for a crossover of the moving averages. We wait for the arrows to pop in. We want to see more buyers than sellers in the overall volume. And we want to see this current candle spiking. And when it does, you're going to get a bullish signal up here. When everything lines up and you're near a bottom, your odds of making money are improved. It helps you to make a better decision. You actually know what's going on within the stock. It takes a lot of guessing away. I'm doing it all for free. I love helping investors. I love helping people get started. It's all about paying it forward. All I ask is that you subscribe and watch the videos. This is where we are to start finding some movers. It's calming down nicely now. That one's only moving pennies. I'm not interested. That one's already made its run. Thank you, Jay. Believe me, I'm just as happy as you are. I really enjoy this. You're welcome, old thumb. I'm an old thumb too. I'm 67. I'm sharing the wisdom, what I've learned over the years. That's how pretty it can be right there. Bullish, buyers, crossover, arrows. We just need to get in a little sooner. That's why I created this scan. You continually check them. It's going to find the crossovers when there's one happening, but it's also looking for the ones that have already crossed over and still rising. That's what that scan does. What's good is that about everyone you click on, it's found all the winners. They're all green except for the red ones. They're all rising. You had to do this manually, it would take you weeks. No one knew ThinkorSwim could do this. Even I didn't know. But I kept trying to figure it out, and I did. Everybody said you can't do it. The scans are delayed 5 minutes. I proved them wrong. Volume is not delayed. They can't control volume. It's always live. So I wrote tools about volume. This is the result of those tools. The computer's doing the work. We don't have to go searching. You're welcome, G-Man. Old Thumb, I'm not even buying sometimes. I'm so focused on teaching and getting this out there. I miss a lot of dollars, but I don't care right now. I've got backup. I own a construction company. It's fine. I still do a few trades. There's one starting. Let's see where it goes. I just looked over there and clicked on it. We got the crossover in the first few arrows. I'm not seeing a lot of volume yet, but it looks like it may build. We have 56% buyers, a small bullish candle. It doesn't look very strong. I like to see this volume flying, not just a couple of shares being bought, and that's evident by this candle. You want to slip in on high volume while it's kicking. Get out before it slows down. That's scalping. Grab your piece of the pie and run. It don't matter if you left some on the table as long as you got some. That's what matters. Don't try to call bottoms. Don't try to call tops. Slip in there and get you a piece of it. That one didn't work out, but we kind of knew. I was already instructing you. We didn't have the volume. But if it did, these green candles would have continued going, and we could have slipped in and got some. That was not the case. It's all about buyers and sellers. Who's winning the battle? The sellers won this one. Anybody have any questions? I'll be getting out of here in about 12 minutes. We only changed the percentage on the volume spike indicator. You can do that by right-clicking and going to Edit Formula. At pre-market, we set it to 0.0. That's its most sensitive setting. So in pre-market, it's going to find anything that moves. Once the market opens, we set it to 100, which is 1%. 200 would be 2%. So if you set it on 2%, you won't see any spikes up here unless it's 2% or greater. It kind of filters out the lower percentage stocks. I find that my number is 100. If you change this number, make sure you click apply at the bottom and OK. But that's about the only thing we change is from 0 to 100. The script has never changed since its creation, since it was born. I don't need to do modifications to this. It's just multiplying and subtracting. That's all I need it to do. The red arrow cell is going to be the 8 moving average crossing back below the 21. You don't have to wait on red arrows. If you're in profit, you're scalping, take your profit. No problem. Thank you for being on board. I always check the greens and the reds in this column because it could just be a slight pullback before the next run up. Don't lose that focus. This is the one we were watching earlier and it pulled back. Had I continued to watch it, I would have caught that run. That's 40 cents right there. But I clicked off of it. I'm giving instructions. Once you get settled in, focus on what's happening. You'll catch these every time. You may not catch all of them, but you're going to catch some of them. You're welcome, Gregster. No, sir. It used to be that way, Greg. But now the green is the crossover of the 8 going above the 21. The red is going to give you a red arrow when they cross below or when the price breaks below that 8 moving average. No, when it breaks below the 21. So it breaks above the 8 for a green with a crossover. It breaks below the 21 for a red arrow. You can see this one just barely broke through. If you just monitor, if you just watch this, you will see how it operates. Like you have a red candle, a red arrow here because it broke through the 8. And you got a green one because we got a spike and it broke back through the 8. Once it starts rising, you may not get a red arrow till it breaks below the 21. It's monitoring the volume as well. It's monitoring the spikes. So there's multiple decisions here on what that script's going to post. But it's the most important thing is it's watching out. really, I think that it's not about how is the script working, it's about how you can work the script. The script is doing its job. Your job is to figure your entry and your exit points out. Once you do that, the party starts. Let me see what the SPY is doing. This is acting like the SPY may be dropping. That's what I thought. So the overall markets are dropping, but we're still pulling out some winners. Haven't pulled out the right one yet. I want to see this, the beginning of a crossover. I haven't seen that yet this morning. Everything's already seems to be taking off. I thought about pulling out the part of the script that where it's already crossed over, but then I realized there's slow crawlers all day long, and the price usually stays above this 8, and it keeps rising. So I left that part of the script active. I want to know both sides. I want to know if they continue to run, and I want to know when they begin to run. But you'll have to click on them to find that one that just crossed over. But that's the fun part. That's where the money comes in. Ryan, it works up or down. We're just adding and subtracting volume. You can play it the direction of your choice. It works both directions. You would want this crossover to go, this 8 to move below the 21. You can see the drop on the screen. It works both ways. You too, Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us. Looks like we're going to have a dead market. Everything's getting quiet. Continue to monitor this scan if you're trading during the day. You'll find some winners. They'll pop up. You'll find some that just crossed over. You'll find some that already crossed over, but they're slowly crawling up. I'll be signing off here in a couple minutes. I appreciate everyone that joined. I appreciate everyone that signed up. I appreciate everyone that tuned in this morning. I'm going to write this one off as good. We had some runners. You're welcome, Parabolic. You're welcome, Jay. You're welcome, OC. Alpo. Let's get this thing flying. You see it. Help me build it. I'm going to pay it forward. There's good things to come, I promise you. You're not wasting your time. Thank you, Sandra, Dragonfire, Sheo Lee, Alpo, Bob Smith, Greg. We're digging deep. We're in the worst market. Imagine what can happen when we're in a bull market. That's when I'll make you buy me a steak dinner. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Have a blessed day and happy trading.